affect your peace, right? And it says scale down your worst habit in stages. Replace it with a new positive habit. Replace it. Now, that part right there is very, very vital. Most people, we do not replace things. That's why we continue to deal with it. In order to replace what I just finished speaking on, the beginning of the podcast, we have to replace it to get rid of it. The judgmental mindset, the pointing the finger, the looking at everyone else like they're wrong and you're the only one right, the self-righteousness, you have to replace that with something else. You cannot get rid of it by just trying to avoid it, or not, I'm not going to think about it. I'm not going to think about it. Because when you say that, you're thinking about it. You're thinking about that thing you say you're not going to think about. And I get that from A. Hicks. That is funny. She always says that. But yeah, you have to replace it. If you're going to stop eating junk food, guess what? You have to replace the junk food with something else. You can't just, I'm not going to eat no junk food anymore, and then don't eat, because those cravings for that junk food is going to make you go back and grab that junk food, right? You have to replace it. Instead of eating cookies, replace it with a salad. Replace it with a fruit. Replace it. You have to replace it. Something has to go in the place of it. Okay? So, with that said, let's go back to my thought and what the reason for this podcast. Now, adults, let us begin to understand. Moms and dads, because it goes both ways. You have some fathers who have the children, and you have some moms who have the children. At this point, my son, he's 13 now. Shout out to my baby boy. Straight A 4.0, baby. Mommy loves that boy. Words will never, ever, ever. God truly gave me someone to love when he allowed me to birth that boy in this world. That's my heart. So he lives with his father, right? But you have a lot of moms who, for lack of better words, I just got to say it like it is, hold the kids hostage, act as if they are the only ones who can raise them. Many reasons, bitterness, you gonna pay. It's a whole lot of reasons why fathers don't have the kids. I could go on and on and on. And as soon as I think I'm gonna have to just look, y'all, I'm gonna have to buy my own book because my stuff is in storage. But as soon as I get my books, the Are You a Deadbeat Mom series books, we can do some of those. But moms, yeah, you have many different reasons why you have the children. But let me just be frank and say, as a mom to mom, it is not because you are the mother of the year and you are the only one who can raise the child. That is having a child, birthing a child, because you have a wound and you have the organs to birth, okay, does not mean you automatically get Mother of the Year. Just like any other title in life, it must be earned. Action must be placed into it. There must be some fruits behind it, right? And just because the children are with you 24/7, morning, noon, and night, does not mean but okay, society has viewed it that way. I get it. I got nothing against it because I'm a mama, right? But I know God has allowed me to live a different type of life because He wanted me to see things from a different perspective. Had I been that mom, I would not be talking like this. To see it from both ways. I have been a single mom. I had my son with me for a particular amount of time on my own. I have been a married woman with the father there when me and his father were together. So I've had the different stages of parenting. And so I get it from each perspective because I've lived each perspective. Some people have only lived one perspective. They've just been a single woman for the entire duration of the child, from pregnancy on down, from the conception on down. He just, whatever happened, and she just was on her own. She only sees it from that perspective. A married woman who's been in a home with the same man, fathering their kids, only sees it from that life, cannot understand it, won't ever agree with nothing else other than because that's the life they live. Then not many at all, I don't know many, who allow the child to go and live with the other parent, the father, because they understand that that is good for a son to have the father in their life. You have a man who wants to be a dad. That's my point right there. This man wants to be a father, regardless to your opinion of him, regardless to his character as a man or as a mate. Okay, because he probably don't deserve mate of the year. That's for sure, some of them. But that does not negate the fact that they can be a father. Some people were not meant to be certain things and they just have better, everybody's not good at everything. You can't expect a man to be good at everything. Point blank. Just because he had a kid with you don't mean he gonna be, a good mate to you. Or just because everybody is good in something, some is better, I'll say, in one area than another. Okay? So, I need moms, and I can speak to that because I know it's more so the majority of the issue is moms, because I speak to fathers daily, and this is their life. I need moms to understand it is okay, and it does not make you less than a mother to allow your child to go live with the father. You are still a mom. You still love your child, and your child will still love you. Point blank. Now, realistically, ladies, the men 90% of the time don't even want the kid to live with them. That's the whole point. They're not trying to take them from you. They just want to spend an hour a day with them. They just want to spend 2 days a week with them. A week out of the month. A week every other week. Or, it's every other day. They just want time. Why won't you do that? What is wrong, ladies? What you are showing without saying it is you got some issues going on within you that need to be handled. There's something still happening, because I promise you that father probably got a whole support system, a whole tribe to assist him if you feel he's just not capable. But how do you know if you've never given him the chance to show it or prove it? Now, if you allowed him to have the kids and, he left them in the mall, or he forgot them at the grocery store, or okay, I get you. I can see why you'd be a little bit skeptical to let him, I understand. But if he was good, Let me go. If he was good enough to lay, good enough to play, if he was good enough to have your butt tooted in the air with your legs spread open, y'all know what I'm talking about, then he should be good enough to be able to be a part of those children's lives. Can we be real, ladies? 90% of y'all still mad and bitter that the relationship didn't work. 90% of y'all still got something going on in you that is pulling at you. And that negative emotion you feeling ain't got nothing to do with him. It's all you. I know. I've been there. I fought to the nail before I gave in. All my life I had to fight. But God told me to let go. That was one of the hardest things for me. Not because I did not think he could be a father, or I did not think he could do the job. It was hard for me because I knew what society thought and it wasn't my thoughts, it was what I thought. It wasn't even what other people thought. Okay? It was what I thought other people would think of me as a mother if I did not have my son living in the house with me. And that is the same thing that 90% or less or more of you as mothers are dealing with to this day. It has nothing to do. You want me time. You want to be able to share. You want him to be in the lives of, because you didn't have your dad in your life. You want this. But you don't want to be the one to stand out. You don't want your girls, because they gonna do it, because I done had it. You heard from your son? How's your baby doing? You be wanting to just slap him and just drop kick him in the throat. Just keep it real. Girl, I couldn't do it. I know. I can tell. Like literally. But they try, and it's not that they're trying to make you feel bad. But it does. It grips you as a mother because they just got this, girl, I just can't be away from my babies. So, in other words, what you're saying that I don't love mine because I can. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem. So, because of what you think other people gonna think, or whether they think it or not, you're living to please people. You still have not truly learned you. You know, we got a lot of growing to do. But it's sad that it's at the expense of our children having fulfilled lives, growing up knowing both parents, having experiences from both sides of the family. Dude, personally, I can speak to that. I have a whole group, a whole huge biological family on my biological father's side that I know absolutely nothing about. But what I discovered or tried to, pick out as an adult when I would try to connect with them. Okay, but some stuff is just, people are who they are. Old habits die hard, and you just can't. It's just too late because you just don't have the energy to put into it. I'll just put it like that, right? And so your children, it's sad that children who don't have to grow up as I did, missing out on trips, parties, gifts, money, vacation, support, love. My son gets it double. My son ain't missing out on nothing. And when I allowed him, and I say that because I had a choice. His father had a choice. It's still, it was a give and a take when it came down to it. Even though his father still got his own issues. We all do. But I had to look at it from a perspective as a mom. I could not look at what his father did, didn't do, said, didn't say, how he act, how he didn't act. The fact is, we both, it